What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, fourth stimulus check update, and daily news. Tomorrow, millions of Americans on Social Security are expected to receive their third stimulus check, the $1,400 stimulus check. This is the fourth wave of direct deposit. There are some other people on this wave, but it is primarily people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, as the Social Security Administration has sent over the information about a week ago, and then the IRS has now sent the payments out on Friday, last Friday. Some people got their stimulus checks as early as Friday. Some banks released it immediately. Some got them Saturday. Some saying they got them today. Most people who have not gotten them yet will receive them tomorrow if you are on Social Security and via direct deposit or direct express direct deposit. So the IRS Get My Payment Tool, a lot of people said the new trick to enter your address in all caps or to use the address that the IRS uses. So you might have to find an IRS statement or an envelope from the IRS. That has helped them get new information from the IRS Get My Payment Tool. Um, if you're not on that, it's very likely you're going to be receiving it in the mail, as they're already starting on the fourth stimulus check package, and there's already significant progress on that. We're going to jump into a lot of different details here today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates on the upcoming fourth round of stimulus, as there is a lot more than just stimulus checks on the horizon. Social Security increases, student loan forgiveness, Medicare expansion to include additional benefits and possibly lower the age, and housing assistance, rental assistance, mortgage assistance, the child income tax credits that are going to pay $3,000 to $3,600 per child starting as early as possibly July. But the Democrats also want to expand that for more than just 2021, for more than just 1 year. So yeah, there's a lot of different things on the horizon for the fourth round of stimulus. Don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. And first, we're going to go to President Biden, who issues a warning on the days ahead.
Yesterday, we crossed 150 million shots in 75 days, the first 75 days of my administration, on our way to hitting our goal of 200 million shots by the 100th day in office. That, of course, is the new goal I set after passing the original mark of 100 million shots in my first 100 days, doing it in just 58 days. At the time, some said 100 million shots was too ambitious, and then they said it wasn't ambitious enough. Well, we got to keep moving. If we could raise it up higher, I'd do that as well. But we know what we have to do. We have to ramp up a whole-of-government approach that rallies the whole country and puts us on a war footing to truly beat this virus. And that's what we've been doing, getting enough vaccine supply, mobilizing more vaccinators, creating more places to get vaccinated, and we're now administering an average of 3 million shots per day, over 20 million shots a week. On Saturday alone, we reported more than 4 million shots were administered. We're the first country to administer 150 million shots and the first country to fully vaccinate over 62 million people. But here's the deal. I promise an update to the American people every 50 millionth shot. And I'm already back to update you a little over 2.5 weeks later. I promised in the beginning that I'd always give you the straight scoop, straight from the shoulder, the good and the bad. Well, here's the truth. The good news is we're on track to beat our goal of 200 million shots in the first 100 days. More than 75% of the people over the age of 65 have gotten shots, up from 8% when we took office. That's a dramatic turnaround and critical because seniors account for 80% of all COVID deaths. To help support my goal of safely reopening the majority of K through 8 schools by my 100th day in office, I directed states in early March to make educators and child care workers eligible for vaccines and to get a goal of getting all who wanted the vaccination to be able to have one and to do it in the month of March. I'm pleased to report, according to CDC estimates, over 80% of teachers, school staff, and child care workers received at least one shot by the end of March. And that's great progress protecting our educators, our essential workers. And because our vaccine program is in overdrive, we're making it easier to get a vaccination shot. Last week, I announced that by April 19th of this month, 90% of all Americans will be within 5 miles of a vaccination site. And further good news is that we're getting more and more data on just how effective the vaccines are. Dr. Fauci recently cited 2 studies from the New England Journal of Medicine that found fully vaccinated healthcare workers, on the front lines had extremely low infection rates, less than 0.2%, compared to unvaccinated healthcare workers who had considerably higher infection rates.
Also, moving on, the IRS has stated that they are, number one, extremely behind on tax returns and tax refunds. Did you know that there is an IRS Get My Refund tool? This is very similar to the Get My Payment tool for stimulus checks, but there's actually an IRS Get My Refund tool, or Get My Payment, Get My Refund tool for IRS refunds or tax return refunds. So you just go to Google and type in IRS Get My Refund, and I think actually either one of these links will work here. Where's my refund or Get My Refund status? And you go here. Yeah, this is actually just the second page here. You enter your information here, and it will give you the status of your refund. But as you know, that this is the kind of the mirror of the Get My Payment tool for stimulus. This is Get Your IRS Refund Status. So you can check this afterwards if you're waiting on an IRS Get My Refund. I know that many people have been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for the IRS to finish their tax returns. The IRS also say that too many people are making a mistake on their 2020 tax returns in regards to stimulus. As you can see here, a lot of confusion relating to stimulus checks and how to claim a tax credit for any money owed is triggering trouble and extra letters and delays as people file their 2020 tax returns. The IRS is correcting plenty of mistakes that are being made after people plug in the wrong number for the recovery rebate credit on their federal income tax returns. Quote, anytime there's something new on a tax return, it usually has an elevated error rate. So the IRS may have a greater volume of erroneous tax returns than normal, and refunds are generally slowed when the IRS detects such errors. Now, there's several reasons why you might file a tax return or claim your refund when you file a tax return. For 2020, you can file and or get or claim stimulus checks number 1 and or number 2 if you didn't receive them. You can't do this for stimulus check number 3 yet, because stimulus check number 3 is for the year of 2021. It's for this year. Checks 1 and 2 were for last year. So for example, if you didn't get stimulus check number 2, you can claim that on a tax return. It's line 30. You put the amount that you are owed for your stimulus check. So that could be $600, that could be $1,200, that could be $1,800, maybe the $600 plus the $1,200. And the IRS has said that there's millions of people that have thrown away their first and second stimulus check because it was mailed to them and they didn't read their mail, or they thought it was an advertisement and threw it away. So if you're missing your second stimulus check, you may have just thrown it away, or they maybe sent it to the wrong address, or you need to file it on a tax return. The easiest way to do this is to go to Google and just type in IRS free file, and that'll take you to the IRS page to file a free tax return. Okay. Hope that helps. You can claim any stimulus money that you're owed for checks 1 and 2 on line 30. If you're still waiting on your second stimulus check or your first, don't wait anymore, because they're not going to send it to you. They're not sending out first or second stimulus checks anymore, and you need to claim it on a tax return. Okay, that's the only way to get the money at this point for checks 1 and 2, unless you're getting what they're calling a plus-up payment. It does seem like the IRS is now, this is brand new information within the last 24 hours, they're sending up what's called plus-up information, where if you had a new child last year, or if you made more money, or if you maybe had an income restrictment in 2019, let's say you got a partial stimulus check there. You can, if you didn't get the full stimulus checks, but then now you filed your 2020 tax return, and let's say you made less money in 2020, well, you might qualify for a larger stimulus check. Okay, so in that case, the IRS brand new within the last 24 hours said they're now sending up what they're calling plus up payments, where basically the IRS owes you additional money and you've already filed a tax return, and their computers, remember all this is done by computers now, so if their computers detected that they actually owe you some money, they might send you a plus up check in the mail. So keep that in mind, because you just could get that too. You also could get it through a direct deposit if they haven't sent you a direct deposit yet. So be on the lookout for both of those, because the IRS could be sending you money, but you have to have filed a tax return to get it. So if you don't normally file tax returns, the IRS is not going to know to send you the money now at this point. So you need to file a tax return. But if you filed a tax return and the IRS has determined that they owe you more money from the previous stimulus checks, you just might get a plus up payment sent to you either in the mail or a direct deposit. So please keep that in mind. That will also count for the fourth stimulus check going forward. All these scenarios are good to know because they could affect you in any of the future stimulus checks coming out. Just like the new trick we learned about the IRS Get My Payment tool, where you may have to enter your address in all caps, or use what the IRS has sent you through the mail. Get a piece of paper from the IRS that you have recently and see how they worded your address, how they spelled it. And then you would go in the IRS Get My Payment tool and enter your address that exact way. And that might return some information if you're getting status unavailable, or no information from the IRS Get My Payment tool. That'll help for the next stimulus check, the fourth stimulus check as well. Which a lot of new information coming out within the last 24 hours that Chuck Schumer got his way. He's the Senate Majority Leader for the Democrats. And you can see here on this picture, that's the Senate parliamentarian. She ruled against the Democrats in the third stimulus check package when the Democrats had tried to include the $15 an hour minimum wage provision. She ruled that could not be in the budgetary reconciliation process. But this time, for the next two stimulus packages, she ruled for the Democrats. As you can see here, a decision by the Senate parliamentarian to allow Democrats to advance multiple reconciliation packages this year is a game changer that gives Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer multiple paths to advance President Biden's agenda. At minimum, Chuck Schumer will be able to use budget reconciliation rules to bypass the filibuster at least two more times this year for two more stimulus packages, or the infrastructure / stimulus package, just as he did to pass the President Biden's third stimulus check package last month that passed with a 50-49 vote. Normally, you need 60 votes in the Senate to pass a bill or a package, but because of the reconciliation process and the special circumstances that really only could have happened if it was a 50-50 tie in the Senate, and if the Republicans had won one more seat, Mitch McConnell would still be Republican Senate Majority Leader, and Republicans would have control of the Senate, and then we would need 60 votes for all these stimulus packages, including the last package. So really, it's a very special circumstance that is going to happen here for the next 2 years, or by this year, at this point, almost a year and a half, and will likely change after this 2 year, because even one vote going either way for the Democrats or the Republicans will not need the reconciliation process. Well, actually, it could. If the Democrats win, say, one seat, and they have 51 seats, they could still use the reconciliation process in the future, which would mean they won't need 60 votes, but maybe they have 50 or 50 51 or 52 in the future, they could still use it. The Republicans, and again, the reconciliation process works for both sides. The Republicans used the reconciliation process back in 2017 for the Trump tax cuts, in which they did the same thing to the Democrats, where not a single Democrat voted for the Trump tax cuts of 2017, and they passed that through the reconciliation process. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as my father would say. So this rule works for both Republicans and Democrats. In this case, the Democrats used it in the third stimulus check package to give you guys $1,400 stimulus checks, the $3,000 to $3,600 child income tax credits or income child stimulus checks. That's in addition to the $1,400. That is the IRS is setting up a plan to distribute that money to you, hopefully starting by July. I'll keep you up to date on the development of that, as the IRS has been very wishy-washy lately. So yeah, things are just going crazy over there. There's around 100 different Democrats in the Senate and the House pushing for a fourth stimulus check, and Senator Bernie Sanders is one of them. Here's his take on upcoming rounds of stimulus and the infrastructure package, and those two will end up going together.
Now, Biden calls the plan bold, but it clearly doesn't go as far as a President Sanders plan would have. Is this plan bold enough for you?
Well, I think it's a serious proposal dealing with some of the serious crises that we face. I think every American understands that our infrastructure, our roads and our bridges, water systems, wastewater plants are falling apart, and we can create millions of jobs rebuilding them. I think the vast majority of the American people understand that climate change is an existential threat to the planet. We can create millions more jobs at good wages, rebuilding, transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. I think also most Americans know that we have a major housing crisis, and that's not only 500,000 people who are homeless today, it is 19 million households that are spending 50% of their limited incomes on housing. All of those issues are dealt with in the president's plan. But I think many of us see a crisis in human infrastructure. When a working class family can't find good quality, affordable child care, that's human infrastructure. One of the areas that I am working on right now is the need to expand Medicare in order to provide dental care and hearing aids and eyeglasses for millions and millions of seniors who need these services but can't afford it. Is that infrastructure? I think it is. Look, Jake, the truth is, in so many ways, we are behind many other countries throughout the world in providing for working families and the elderly and the children. And I think now is the time to begin addressing our physical infrastructure and our human infrastructure. And I want to see that happen as soon as possible.
So, as Senator Bernie Sanders says, he's the Senate budget chairman. Many people consider him Joe Biden's right-hand man, and probably the second most powerful senator in the Senate besides Chuck Schumer. Both Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders are both people that have pledged that they want a fourth stimulus check in the next package. So, honestly, we're probably going to end up seeing at least a single stimulus check in the next package. They're all pushing for monthly recurring stimulus checks in the next package. That's the best case scenario for the human infrastructure, as Bernie Sanders says. Probably worst case scenario, we'll see at least a fourth stimulus check in the next package. So I'll keep you up to date on everything coming out on the upcoming round of stimulus, student loan forgiveness, Social Security increases, the new Medicare expansion with new benefits thrown into Medicare, possibly for free. All these different things on the horizon. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on upcoming videos. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After subscribing, click the bell icon so you get reminder notifications when we go live so you don't miss out on any videos. Remember, the bell reminder notifications are only for the first 3 videos of the day, the 10 a.m. video, the 3 p.m. video and the 8 p.m. video. It's never for the 11 p.m. video because YouTube only sends them out 3 times a day for our channel. So you got to remember the 11 p.m. video, and all those times are Eastern time. So thanks, guys. Don't miss out on any videos because I try to cover different stuff in different videos, so I'll keep you up to date on everything. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I've had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.